So here I am going to present about creativity, the most sorted out topic in our industry. Everyone wants to be very creative, but I'm not here to teach how to be creative, but general idea, perspective of how creativity is emerging, what are the kinds of creativity that we can design for. Based on neuro research, they have found out 4 kinds of creativity, and they have segregated into basically any ideas that can be generated will be based on cognitive, that is based on data, or it will be on emotions, whatever emotions we have. And ideas can be deliberate, which means you have to ponder on the problem daily to get an idea, or it will be very spontaneous, instantaneous. So these are the 4 major divisions that they have clubbed together to give this brackets. One is deliberate and cognitive. As you can see, Thomas Alva Edison is a great scientist. So what he does he deliberately works on problems to come up with inventions. So he relies more on data. If you go with deliberate emotions, again, emotions that can be triggered deliberately. So we will find out how we can use these principles to guide design our products. Spontaneous cognitive, again, it has to be very spontaneous, but it has to be based on some data which you already know. And again, emotion and spontaneous, this particular area is very difficult to design. If your user falls into this category, it cannot be perfectly designed for this people, but you can use certain methods to trigger this quotient. So the first one is deliberate and cognitive creative. Here the user base is already well informed of what they want or what they need. They have a good knowledge about their subject. So as a designer, we have to cater to them based on the industry. So these users can come from any industries, like as designers, scientists, doctors, anywhere. So when you are catering to these people, you have to make sure that they have adequate information and supporting elements for them to use the app. As you can see in the screenshots, the one which I showcase is in Figma. As a designer, we use this app. So when we open this app, we have all the necessary templates, tools to help us design the product. Same way as a Photoshop or Duolingo. Duolingo is a language learning app. If you go and use the app, you will find all the necessary templates, other things to help you learn the app. So these kind of creative peoples are well informed and they have knowledge about what they are doing. Again, so these are the takeaways. So these are highly resource rich designs, and you have to, when you are designing for this kind of people, you have to provide templates, tutorials and other stuff. So you have to keep that in mind. Next one is deliberate emotional. Deliberate emotional, as you can think, when you want to do an yoga, it is not spontaneous, right? When you want to do a meditation, it is not spontaneous. When you want to develop a habit, it is not spontaneous. It has to be deliberate. So if you are designing app for such emotions, you can go with these things. So these are some of the users will fall into this category. So what are the things that you have to keep in mind when you are designing for these apps, or prompts, notifications, so that they can take time off from their regular work and do into it. So habit forming, meditation, yoga, all these apps, when you are designing these apps, so you have to consider these, like giving proper notifications for them to take time off and other stuff. Even apps where you can encourage people to drink water, you can see it. So in a regular interval of time, you can alert them saying that it is time for you to have your next glass of water, kind of a thing. Spontaneous cognitive. Spontaneous, again, it is not deliberate, it has to be spontaneous. Cognitive is again data. So these spontaneous things are a little bit difficult to design because you cannot deliberate it, it has to be spontaneous. One of the example is a brainstorming app. Whatever thing that you want to brainstorm, you would have certain data or previous knowledge, but it has to be spontaneous. So when you give this prompts, so it will trigger spontaneously various connections from other related same. So when you are designing for such kind of users, pay attention to these kind of things, like prompting them any other thing apart from their regular work or nature, so that it can trigger their subconscious thing, other stuff. Spontaneous emotions, and again most of your social media will come under this category because it is spontaneous. Whenever you use Instagram and other stuff, you take photos, you share. So most of the photo sharing apps will come under these things. For this, what you have to do is that you have to create a user friendly environment where they can instantly access. Like if you see, Snapchat will give instant access to your camera. So its main purpose of that is to take photo and share it. No other thing will be there. So you have to consider all these things when you are designing for such apps. So these are the creative things or the people whom you can design for.